Print, email, Facebook, Twitter. More protesting outside abortion clinics in NSW may be outlawed within a 150-metre radius. Protesters outside abortion clinics in New South Wales may be forced to abandon their posts if state parliament passes a new bill due to be introduced today. An estimated 70,000 to 80,000 Australian women terminate a pregnancy each year. The front lines of the abortion fight. Protesters outside abortion clinics in New South Wales may be forced to abandon their posts if state parliament passes a new bill due to be introduced today. Listen now, skip back, play, pause, skip forward, media player, space to play, enter, mute, left and right to seek, 00:000:000:000:000:000 about. Subscribe on iTunes. RSS. In most states and territories they face the prospect of confronting protesters on their way into hospitals or clinics. Protesters often approach women to verbally dissuade them, sometimes using graphic imagery of aborted fetuses, but a private member's bill co-sponsored by Labor's Penny Sharp and the Nationals' Trevor Khan would, if passed, outlaw their behaviour within 150 metres. The bill would make it illegal to interfere with people, photograph them, or otherwise cause them anxiety and distress as they enter abortion clinics in New South Wales. The bill is due to be introduced to the upper house today and debated next week. If passed, it would bring NSW in line with laws in Victoria, Tasmania and the Act. Unlike similar efforts in the past, this bill makes no attempt to decriminalise abortion itself, which is still considered a crime in both NSW and Queensland. The front lines of the abortion fight in states where protesting outside an abortion clinic is still legal. Those footpaths are at times transformed into a morality play, starring the women trying to get inside. At a clinic in the inner Sydney suburb of Surrey Hills, activists from both sides gather 3 mornings a week. Stephen Hitchings is a regular and stands across the road from the entrance with a small group. "We pray, we simply pray," he told The Signal. The hands-on work of dissuading women is done by a pair he describes as counsellors who stand at the door to the clinic itself. One is holding rosary beads, next to an A-frame showing an aborted fetus, and a display of several rubber fetuses. The Hitchings doesn't see it as a protest or harassment. For one thing, it would be absolutely useless if you're going to harass a woman. There's no way she's going to listen to what you have to say, he said. It's a very polite, very calm, very low-key approach that we have. He believes their goal justifies the use of tactics such as displaying graphic imagery. They might seem confronting to some people, but we take the view that if it's going to save a life, then a bit of confrontation is very well worth it, he said. He claims they have had some success, even if it is rare. Most of the women will go straight past, but quite a few of them actually do stop, and sometimes change their mind, Mr. Hitchings said. He said in one case, a couple who were convinced to continue the pregnancy to term ultimately moved into his house in Enfield for 18 months. Every time Mr. Hitchings and his group show up, they have competition. Just inside the clinic, there's a group of people who call themselves clinic defenders. They see their role as protecting patients from harassment outside. Natalie Berry, 20, said they generally tried not to have too much contact with the pro-life group, who she described as intense. Basically, we just kind of stand between them and the protesters and say you don't have to listen to them, just ignore them, and just guide them into the clinic, she said. Ms. Berry believes the actions of protesters amount to more than just prayer and gentle persuasion. "I would definitely describe it as harassment," she said. When a patient eventually does arrive, both camps say their piece and the woman hurries through in silence. The event is chaotic and tense, but it's over in less than 5 seconds. Cautiously optimistic Labor MLC, Penny Sharp is hopeful the bill will have a better chance than its predecessors. In 2015 a Greens omnibus bill sought the same outcome, as well as decriminalising abortion, whereas this one only seeks to establish a safe access zone. Ms. Sharp believes its success depends on whether the Liberal and National parties agree to a free vote. "If they give their people a free vote, we believe we've got the numbers in the parliament," she said. The bill has been co-sponsored by the Nationals' Trevor Khan. "I'm very confident he's got good support from his own colleagues and that there's enough of them who want to see this bill passed," Ms. Sharp said. Mr. Hitchings said from what he has heard, the bill sounds horrible. He hasn't decided how he'll respond if it's passed into law. He said he may just move his prayer and hymn singing down the road. Mr. Hitchings hasn't ruled out breaking the law either. "I normally think of myself as very much a law-abiding citizen, but if I think the law is completely unjust then I might make an exception," he said. Print, email, Facebook, Twitter. More